Hopefully the window opens up and we get a chance at the summit. And hopefully that storm that's gonna blow in isn't as nasty as it sounds. It's been a tough journey and it all boils down to this. I just got dropped off by a ski plane here on the Gahilta Glacier, deep in the heart of Alaska's vast and unforgiving backcountry. My goal is simple, but anything but easy. It's to climb Denali, the tallest and most dangerous mountain in North America. But Denali doesn't give anything away for free. Frostbite, hidden crevasses, avalanches, temperatures cold enough to freeze the skin in seconds, and whether that turns without warning are just some of the reasons this formidable mountain has claimed so many lives. And to add to the difficulty, there are no porters, there are no Sherpas. Every ounce of food, every piece of gear that I need, I'm hauling up myself. Thankfully, I'm not alone. I'm here with a very experienced team. The thing is, out here, experience just gives you a fighting chance because ultimately, Denali doesn't care who you are. It's an absolute brutal mountain, and this is a test of endurance and willpower, and it all starts right now. Let's get into it. We're just getting settled at base camp. We're on day one of a 21-day expedition. The group so far is absolutely amazing. Everybody seems very experienced, very skilled, and very fit. And in all honesty, I hope I can keep up. So stoked to be here. It's absolutely gorgeous. First day done, huge day tomorrow. We're heading to bed. Eye masks on because the sun ain't going down. Good night, everyone. See you in the morning.
Good morning, everyone. It's about 5:50 a.m. It's absolutely freezing out here. I'm guessing it's like negative 15, maybe even negative 20. Nice and clear this morning. We're getting our first glimpse of Denali. We've got a ways to get to even Camp 4 at the base of the rock. And it's going to be a haul to get to the top. Big trip ahead.
Our group leaders rigged our ropes. Looks like I'm in a rope team with my tent mates, Francis and Sean. And I think Kevin, one of our group leaders, is leading the charge. So you're probably wondering why we're on these rope teams. And the reason is that we're on a massive glacier, and beneath this glacier are many large cracks called crevasses, 200, 300 meters deep. Almost feeling endless. Sometimes you can't see the bottom. So if one of us falls in, the rest of us act as an anchor. Currently at 2,175 meters in altitude. The top of Denali is 6,200, just under. So from here, it's about 4,000 meters in elevation gain that we need to make to get to the top. That's more elevation from base camp to summit on Everest. Almost at Camp 1. We didn't gain much altitude, but it was a little difficult, not too bad, but hard days are ahead. Because we're on a glacier right now, our guides are going around probing for crevasses, and then we're going to set up a perimeter in which we can set up our tents, because otherwise it'll just be dangerous. Yeah, nothing worse than the ground giving away from you in the middle of the night and you falling hundreds of meters into the abyss. Don't want that to happen. Packed a little cash bag filled with about 15 days worth of food that we don't need quite yet. Crampons, ice axe, a few other things that we're not gonna need until we get higher up on the mountain. We're gonna haul that stuff up tomorrow, cache it, come back down, stay the night, and then we're gonna leapfrog our gear up the mountain, making loads easier. It's gonna take longer, but it's gonna be a better way of us to acclimatize and save our legs and our backs as we make our way up to the higher reaches, Camp 3, Camp 4, and hopefully the summit, may weather permit. So it's a nasty day outside, so we're not moving up. Today's a rest day, so might as well introduce you to everybody on the team. So I got my two tent mates, Francis and Sean. Anna's from Ireland, living in Switzerland, and he's an Ironman athlete. Raj Alexander's from Madagascar, and he's making a world tour, climbing many big mountains. Louis is an established mountain guide. He summited Everest twice. Ace has climbed many large mountains. He broke his back a few years ago, and this is his first big mountain since his recovery. CJ was once paralyzed, and she's made a full recovery, and she's since become an established mountaineer. Anna Sophie's from France, and all of her equipment was lost by Lufthansa on the flight over, and she's had to buy or borrow all the equipment that she's used on this expedition. Kev's a certified rock guide, assistant alpine guide, and he has 2 Denali summits. Holly's an apprentice ski, rock, and alpine guide. George is our lead guide. He's a certified rock climbing guide with 3 Denali summits. All 3 of our guides have a ton of experience. Amazing people, stoked to be out here with them. All right, well, it's clearing up outside, so that means we might be able to make it up to do our gear haul tomorrow, cache some stuff, and make a bit more progress on the mountain. But we'll see tomorrow, may weather permit, but for now, I'm headed to bed. See you guys in the morning. Good night. Good morning, everyone. We got beautiful, mostly bluebird today. Nice contrast to the storm yesterday. Top of the Denali still looks a little rough, but don't have to cross that bridge yet. And the biggest factor here on Denali for summiting is the weather. And unfortunately, the odds are not in our favor. Denali only has a success rate of around 40%. The company I'm climbing with, American Alpine Institute, we're team 7 of the Denali teams this year. And of all the Denali teams that have attempted to summit Denali this year, 0 have made it. So the odds are not in our favor. Though I am still hopeful. If I don't summit because of the weather, you know, as long as I've given everything I got, and then some, that was a successful trip for me. All right, this is where we're caching for the day. We're just short of camp 2, but this seems to be good enough. So we're taking all our cache bags plus the group supplies that we don't need till the upper mountain. We're digging a hole over there and we're gonna bury them. Come back to it in a couple days. I'm excited to get back to camp and rest. Also excited to climb back up tomorrow and move camp. Honestly, I'm just excited to be here. It's so beautiful. Look at this place. Just stunning. This whole backtrack has just been such a beautiful hike and kind of makes me a little emotional. Yeah, back at camp. Good day overall. It's about 4 p.m. Rest for the rest of the day, eat some food, and then tomorrow we head back up. May weather permit. But so far, it's just absolutely beautiful to be out here. All right, here's a look at the map. So we flew in here to base camp, where we then 2 days ago had made this long trek up to camp 1. Tomorrow, making it past our cache, up another 300 meters to camp 2, somewhere in here. And then the next day, we're gonna hopefully get the cache, bring it a little further, come down, and bring our camp up to camp 3. And we're gonna do that all the way up till we get to high camp. And then from there, that's when we're gonna wait for a summit attempt, depending on the weather, up to the summit, back down, and out to our pickup point. The weather is going to be the defining factor for this trip, and that's why we're here, and we're going to wait for a correct weather window. That'll decide whether we summit or not. And so far, Denali is looking pretty unsummitable at the moment. Exploring Denali reminds me of how much richer travel feels when you truly connect with a place. And one of the best ways to do that is through language. So let me tell you about today's sponsor, Rosetta Stone. You see, in my 20s, I was living abroad in China and working as a model. And I wanted to impress my clients. So I'd introduce myself with what I thought was the Chinese version of my name. My full name being Alexander. Chinese translation, Yali Shanda. It was what I thought was elegant strength, big mountain. Later I found out I wasn't saying Alexander, I was actually saying Yali Shanda, which actually means pressure as great as a mountain. Basically, I was going around shaking hands with people and telling them I was an overwhelming amount of stress. And I was doing this for 2 years. No wonder why I didn't book more work. See, that's the thing about learning a language. A tiny shift in tone can completely change what you're saying. That's why I started using Rosetta Stone. It's a fully immersive language learning platform. No vocab lists, just real-world learning combining native speaker audio, real-life images, and interactive activities so you can start thinking in your new language instead of translating it in your head. And their speech recognition tool, True Accent, listens to your pronunciation and gives you instant feedback, so next time I'll actually be saying Alexander and not Stress Mountain.
他在跑步
And with my link, you'll get lifetime access to all 25 languages with over 60% off the unlimited lifetime subscription, one payment. You're good for life. Learn the language and get the name right and avoid becoming pressure as great as a mountain guy. Unless, of course, that's your thing. Thanks guys for watching. Thanks Rosetta Stone for sponsoring this video. Now back to Denali. We just passed our cache, about 100 meters down, and then another 350 meters of elevation to gain to get to Camp 2. We did 1,000 meters of elevation over about 9 hours today. It was a little slow, but slow and steady wins the race. And I'm feeling pretty good. Nice to be in this position because tent set up, boot wells dug. Now all I have to do is get my sleeping bag stuff out and eat. Nice to be at Camp 2. I'm sure a lot of you guys are wondering how we use the washroom here on the mountain. Well, let me show you. When somebody needs to use the washroom, they come down these beautiful steps that we built. The girls pee here, the guys over here, and if you need to poop, you use the CCM and you come, take a little poop. The thing is though, this CMC, the Clean Mountain can, you don't want any urine in there, so you have to hold a little pee bottle when you're pooping, and you gotta be extremely precise with how you poop. It's a long day, lots of hauling, more tomorrow. We're gonna go pick up the cache. So, back at it first thing in the morning. See you guys then, good night. Pretty easy going day today. We just went down, got our cache gear, hiked it back up, chilled out for the rest of the day, and then we did some rope and ice pick training for the higher reaches of the mountain. But unfortunately today there was a fatality on the mountain just higher up between Camp 3 and Camp 4. There's a section, I believe it's called Rescue Valley, where 2 skiers were coming down and they triggered an avalanche and they got buried, and one of the skiers was unrecoverable. So that's 2 fatalities on the mountain this year in the last few months. But fortunately, we're not going to be in that section. We're going to be doing ropes in a section near Rescue Valley, but not quite there. But such a shame, you know. Anyways, that's it for today. So I'll see you guys in the morning. Good night. Absolutely blisteringly cold morning here at Camp 2. Bit of a haul day today. We got no sleds, just our backpacks, putting in all our cache gear plus camp gear, team gear. We're hauling it up motorcycle hill. There's one behind me. It's a lot steeper than it looks. Plus we have 2 more cruxes after this one to get to about Windy Corner, where we're gonna be stashing the cache, coming back down here to Camp 2. Once the sun comes out, there'll be a dramatic shift in temperature and it'll get real warm, but for now it's blisteringly cold, and every kilometer we go up it's another 3 degrees difference in temperature, plus we'll be more exposed. So we're looking at it being exceptionally cold by the time we get to the summit, 3,000 more meters up. Camp 2 down there, made up Motorcycle Hill. This section's called Squirrel Hill. Unfortunately, somebody passed away here on skis earlier this year, slipping off one of these slopes over the edge. Finished 2 of the cruxes for the day, 500 meters in altitude gained. We have a section called Windy Corner coming up, which is apparently potentially quite treacherous. Definitely starting to feel the altitude and the fatigue, and we still have 2,500 meters to gain in altitude. All right, go! So pretty. All right, we got Denali up there, and there's the spine we're gonna be going across. Base camp's up behind that. It's hard to see it, but from Camp 3 to high camp is about 1 kilometer in altitude, and then from high camp to summit is another kilometer. We're at about 4,200 meters right now. That's half of the altitude gained from the lowest point on the trip to summit. Whew, lots to go. Made it back to Camp 2. That was a 7.5-hour round trip. Honestly, I think we did exceptionally well today. We were moving really fast, and we're all really doing an awesome job. Super stoked for tomorrow. Moving up to 14 camp, known as Camp 3. You can smell it?
You can smell what?
His socks.
Keep that smell over there.
Yeah.
Glory. Today was just a quick cache day. All in all, I think the group performed really well, but this is the first time I felt the altitude a little bit. Felt a little fatigued as we pushed up to 4,200 meters. Feeling strong, but tomorrow will be another big day of hauling. We got the sleds in tow behind us with the tents. We're gonna push ourselves all the way up to Camp 3, which will be like 4,500 meters. So another big day tomorrow, and then some more altitude, but things have been great. Looking forward to being up higher on the mountain and seeing some new views. So we're just getting geared up to haul up to Camp 3, and honestly I'm already feeling it. My legs are tired, feeling the wear of the last couple of days, and I have a feeling today's gonna be a hard day. This area here, the big snow face, that's Rescue Valley. You can see the recent avalanche on it. That's tragically where that skier passed away just 2 days ago. – 1,000 meters in altitude today. Pretty good. Honestly, today was awesome. I was a little bit in fear as to how my body would react to the altitude, because yesterday I felt a little beat up after we climbed up to cache our stuff, but today, honestly, my lungs feel so good. There was a little bit of trouble with my legs. They felt a little sore and the heat got to me, but honestly, being at this altitude, I'm so stoked how my body's reacting. This is the third time I've been at this altitude, about 4,300 meters. First time was doing the Annapurna circuit. Annapurna base camp is at 4,300 meters, just around there. Second time, Aconcagua base camp for Aconcagua is around that as well. And then this is my third time being at this altitude, and I think my body's just getting a little bit more used to it in some ways. So I'm stoked about that. Gives me a lot of optimism for the rest of the trip. So it sounds like we're sitting pretty. We got up here in 8 days. We have 13 days to play with. So basically we cache up to high camp with our food and we wait for a weather window. May it come. Good morning, everyone. Well, it's day 9 and we're gonna have a nice easygoing cache day. We're gonna go grab the cache at 200 meters in altitude below us, bring it back up here. Should be about a 3-hour round trip. It's important here on this glacier that we're attached to other people, because if somebody falls in a crevasse, the other 3 are anchors for that person. Otherwise, you go in, you're not coming out. In fact, when I was in Washington State about a week before this trip, I was training with my guide Quincy. At one point I actually rappelled into a crevasse and I had to use some of the ropes and the prussics and the carabiners that I had on my harness to get myself out. It's an unsettling feeling being suspended over what looks like a bottomless pit, but learned a lot on that trip. And in fact, there was one pretty sketchy moment. We're crossing a snow bridge, which is just a buildup of snow over top of a crevasse, and my foot went through. I was dangling suspended over what looks like, 200 meters, 300 meters down. You can't really see the bottom, but I clawed my way out of there and all was good. But it was definitely a wake-up call that crevasses are everywhere, so it's important to be on a rope team.
There's a time in every expedition where you just can't stand the smell of yourself anymore. So you gotta have a little snow bath and change into your second pair of underwear of 3. Woo. Woo. Oh, that's kind of nice though. Time to get changed.
Pretty easy going day today. We just went and got the cache, hauled it back up to camp. I'm feeling strong, but it looks like some weather might be coming in. So now we play the waiting game, the acclimatization game. We just hang out, we rest, and we make sure we're well prepared for when that weather window comes, hopefully in the next couple days. But for now, I'm going to bed. Good night, guys. Cool morning we're having. Same kind of sky we had with the sun beaming down, but we have this like windshield coming in, which drops the temperature by a dramatic amount. We're working on ascending and descending the ropes because we're gonna have to climb this big steep slope tomorrow on fixed lines. So we just want to make sure we're well prepared because it's a scary and harrowing task.
Such a hot day today. Whew.
Super hot.
All right, another easygoing day on day 10. Just rested, worked on some skills for the fixed lines tomorrow. Got my bag all packed to cache gear, ready to head up. May weather permit. Good morning, everyone. Another crisp and cool day at Camp 3. So we've been delaying going up today for the last hour and a half. My tent mate Sean is not feeling it. He was really struggling when we got to Camp 3 a few days ago, and it sounds like he's really struggling. He made the tough decision to go down. I love Sean, such a great dude, but the altitude's really getting to him. So fortunately, this is the end of his expedition. All right, the big climb begins. This here is Rescue Valley. You can't really see it very well, but down here is the remnants of an old avalanche. We got all 3 teams to the Bergschrund. A couple people are descending, but this is where we rope up, start with ascenders. It was steep before, but it gets even steeper and icier and higher and just overall harder. I can go! made it to the end of the fixed lines. We're at 5,000 meters in altitude. We're gonna cache here because it's late in the day. We had a little bit of a slow morning. So I think this is as high as we get today. Feeling pretty good. The descent is also, the descent's gonna be a challenge. So a little nervous about that. All right, we good. Clouds finally parted a bit to reveal Camp 3, and it shows just how far we came up. Well, made it back to camp. Great day. It was a real testy one, but honestly, it was not as bad as I was expecting. I'm feeling really strong right now. I'm feeling pretty confident, but there's always lots of question marks, including weather, you know, altitude, and just lots of unknowns. We did a cache haul 2 days ago, and then yesterday we had a nice rest day. Basically laid in bed and watched movies, read some books, getting ready for today, where we were supposed to go up to high camp with the rest of our gear to make a summit push later, maybe even as early as tomorrow. But unfortunately, we woke up this morning to some bad news. One of our teammates is not feeling too well. They're feeling sick, so we're not going up. Not going up today. We're gonna wait for another weather window, because it did look like today and tomorrow were gonna be great, so there was an opportunity for us to go up, and if we were feeling good, to summit tomorrow, but that is not happening any longer. We are spending another rest day here. This will be night 6, I believe, at Camp 3. Bluebird today. Absolutely perfect day for climbing, though sometimes it's not the weather, it's not our fitness level, it's not the altitude, it's just being sick. It's just the reality of being part of a team, being in the mountains and going on an expedition. All right, it's the morning of day 14. We had 2 full rest days after our cache, but at this point, I think all of us are ready to move up to 5,400-ish meters, wait for a weather window, hopefully push up to the summit. Stoked to get moving. 300 meters of altitude left. We picked up the cache and I got some supplies for the crew. Yeah, not gonna lie, today's one of the hardest days for me. I got a heavy ass pack. This is the highest we've been. And we're trying to hustle because these cumulus clouds are coming in and could mean bad weather, aka thunder and lightning. There it is, high camp, right there. Oh my God. This has been the hardest day so far. I am beat.
Yo, good work, brother. An animal.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Woo.
Hell yeah. Packs off, guys. Oh. How good does that feel?
So we did almost 1,000 meters over the course of almost 8 hours, was it? In between some of the clouds, I can see some river systems because we're on the north end of this glacier field. And to the north of us, green. And it gets me excited because after this trip, I head home for about 10 days and I fly all the way back to Alaska's neighbor, the Yukon, where I'll be doing a 15-day canoe trip with my brother Max. Gets me excited because here I am on this hostile piece of rock in the frigid altitude of Denali, and in just a couple weeks I'll be fishing, canoeing, enjoying the sun, and hanging out with my good buddy and brother Max. But for now, one objective. How you feeling, Francis?
A little tired, but I'm really excited about
you know, high camp and summiting in the next couple of days.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed, my man.
So we're having a rest day here at high camp. No chance of summiting today because we're missing half our team and they're gonna be coming up. Anyways, hopefully tomorrow or the next day, we're gonna have a good weather window. Fingers crossed, because even though it's bluebird outside and the weather down here is super nice, on the summit, 1,000 meters up, it's -20. Winds are blustery and it can be an absolute frigid, hostile place up on top of Denali. So even though it's nice out here, it might not be nice up there. So we wait. Pretty nasty weather here at high camp. Denali summit's about 1,000 meters up that way. All we need is a small little chance to get up there, though the weather's been looking absolutely nasty. And our time here is running out. Hopefully the window opens up and we get a chance at the summit. And hopefully that storm that's gonna blow in isn't as nasty as it sounds. It's been a tough journey and it all boils down to this.
We have a stronger storm coming than we anticipated, and it comes earlier. It's gonna be here this afternoon. As you can see, the ridge is already getting blasted up high. We're looking at like 40-mile-per-hour winds or higher through Thursday morning. We're making the call to descend today so that we can get out of here before it comes.
Well, this is the strongest, fittest, healthiest I've ever felt at this altitude. Denali summit's but a day's hike up, yet our opportunity has come and it has gone. The weather's coming in, and though it looks like a beautiful bluebird day, the wind up there is absolutely treacherous, freezing, fast, and dangerous. So unfortunately, being that it's day 17 of the trip and weather is coming in, our opportunity to summit Denali this season is over. But like I said on day 3 or 4, if I don't summit because of the weather, you know, as long as I've given everything I got, and then some, that was a successful trip for me. Now we have a new objective in mind, that's get off the mountain safely. We have a weather window potentially opening up today if we make it all the way down to the airstrip. It's gonna be a big haul, but if we make it there, we can possibly fly out today. If not, we might be waiting for days, potentially. So it's time to hustle and bustle and get off this glacier. Kev went armpit deep in a crevasse. The thing is, during the day, the glacier gets really hot from the sun. The crevasse is open, the snow bridges fall apart. And last night we got a bunch of snow, so it kind of covered everything up. Right now there's no trail. We don't know where the crevasses are, we don't know where the safe passage is. And that's why Kev fell armpit deep into a crevasse. Now we wait. We gotta try to scout out a safe passage, and it's gonna take some time. Made it back to the base camp, aka the airstrip. That was a tough haul. 12 hours, 13 hours later.
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay.
Thanks. Let's go.
Yeah, dude. Woo! Can't wait, dude. Kind of said to myself before this trip that I had 2 goals. First goal, make it home safely. Second goal, summit Denali. At this point, we're at the airstrip, base camp. We're gonna catch the next flight out of here. The second goal, summiting Denali, that one will have to wait. That kind of splits the success of this trip. Yeah, I didn't summit. Yes, I'm gonna go home. But there was a third goal that I kind of didn't really expect, and that's make some lasting friendships. Yeah, I know that sounds really cliche, but it's true. Some of these people I know I'll be hanging out with again in the future, and that was unexpected, yet I'm so grateful for. What an amazing trip. I will be back here.